Hello everybody! Still cringe. Yeah. Today I'm going to test out the Spectrum x MEANGIRLS brush set collaboration. I'm really excited to see what the hype is all about. If you're curious as well of how this brush set is going to behave on skin, just stick around and let's jump right into the testing. Something's missing. Oh. Yeah. That's better. Hey you! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello. Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so you know next time when Mew uploads a new video. And don't forget to join me on Instagram and drop me a message with suggestions about today's video, my channel, my life, the planet, all the stuff, you know, all the stuff. As I quickly touched upon in the intro, we are going to talk about the Spectrum x MEANGIRLS brush set, which is an iconic collaboration, let's say. So this brush set retails for approximately £50, which is a bit pricey, but for the fact that you are getting 10 brushes in this case, with the actual case, it's actually good for the price, let's say. Depends, of course, very much on how these brushes are behaving. So this is how they look like inside. They're really nice pink and purple design. The good thing is these are synthetic brushes and of course vegan and cruelty free on with that. I'm excited to see another brush set which is vegan and cruelty free. This is a really important bit for me at this point. So you have a really nice 10 brush set with, I think, a really diverse, let's say, situation for each part of your face. Nothing too crazy. I've seen brush sets of about 30 actual brushes, and let's be serious, you never end up using all of those brushes on your face. I'm not a very keen person in terms of brush sets. I would very much prefer to buy one by one. It's just making sure that you're using each brush that you're buying instead of ending up with a few that you're never gonna use. Without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to use this brush set today to do my everyday makeup routine and with products that I know they work. Also, we are going to judge this brush set by 3 categories for today. That would be price, design, and effectiveness, which are the 3 things that we are all looking for when buying anything, really. I'm going to apply the primer with my hands. For today, I'm going to use the NYX Pore Filler primer. We're going to jump right into foundation. For that, we are going to use the B01 brush, which is a buffer brush from the Spectrum collection. Seems nice and dense. I'm gonna use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and this is in nude. I can definitely see some of the streaks of this brush. I just feel like it took longer than my usual Iconic Blender buffer brush to actually blend in the foundation, but the end result seems fine. I don't see any streaks anymore, which is a good thing. For concealer, we are going to use the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer in the shade C2. It seems to blend the concealer flawlessly. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but there are no streaks and I barely touched it. Okay, now that we have our base in place, let's jump right in with the bronzer. This is the C01 brush in this set. We are going to use today the Benefit Hoola bronzer and see what happens. Usually for bronzer, I would prefer more of a domed, kind of flattened shaped brush. I feel like I have more control with that, but In this case, it's like a fan brush, which I'm not really mad about. It's just different. As of right now, this brush set is out of stock actually, and it's been out of stock for a few months at least. I've got this brush set from the goodie bag from when I was to the Jeffree Star Masterclass with Mitchell. I think this brush definitely did its job, even if I'm not a really big fan of fan brushes. One thing I want to say, it's applying more pigment to your cheeks and the hollows of your cheeks. Not very diffuse kind of color, but just a kind of a block of color, and it's a bit harder to blend in. So hence the reason I would prefer like a domed kind of brush. Now I have chiseled cheeks, and it seems like I've been sun-kissed for a while now. Seem to absorb more of the product that you're putting on them. That would be a con of this brush set, but at the same time, they're fluffy and they're really good quality until now for a synthetic brush. We're gonna start to set our face by setting our under eyes. For that, I'm gonna use the A21 brush, which is kind of a domed shaped round powder brush. This brush says on the back, "You can't sit with us." Huh, that's very bitchy. Before setting my under eyes, I always make sure that there are no creases whatsoever, and we're good to go. For setting powder, we are gonna use the MAYY banana setting powder. I found this in one of my subscription boxes, and it's a really good powder. If you guys haven't tried it out, then I would really recommend it. It's a banana powder, but it's not too yellow, so that's always a good thing. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the powder and just start to set my under eyes. That's actually a decent size for an under eye brush. I'll then start to go around my nose, which is a more problematic area for myself. So that would be the most important focal point on my face set. So now we're gonna move to the face powder brush, which would be the Spectrum A01 brush. Looks like this. It's a very big, very fluffy situation here. The quote for this is, "You can walk home, bitches." These brush quotes are so sassy and like out there. I am so into it. I'm going to swirl my brush around with not too much powder, so I'm gonna top off the excess, and then I'm going to set my face. This brush is by far the fluffiest I've tried until now. Because it's such a big brush, it's also so quick to actually cover my whole face in no time. Next, we are going to move to brows, and for brows, I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow palette, which looks like this. And I'm going to go into the shade Auburn, which is this one right here. And of course, I'm gonna use the brush called A17, which is a really nice angled brush specific for brows. Now that we have our whole base on, and then we have our eyebrows on, which gives us a little bit of something something, we're gonna move on to blush. And for that, we are gonna have a blush brush which is called the A05 blush brush. I love saying that. We are going to use the Rimmel London Pink Rose. We are going to swirl the brush around. And let's go right in. The last thing you want when doing your blush is to have just like a spot of red in your cheeks and start to look like a clown. No. You just want that really nice and diffuse kind of flush from within. The quote for this brush is, "You're like really pretty," which does make you feel better, right? Like, who doesn't want some brushes who puts you automatically into a good mood? Like, hello, yes. That was not supposed to happen. feel like my brain just exploded. For eyes, we're gonna use the Morphe 35H palette. It's a very nice kind of flush of colors in here and I really love them. Okay, so we're gonna go into this shade right here. There is quite a bit of fallback and I do see a little bit of hair shedding from here. But it doesn't want to come out, so hello, what are you doing there? So we are gonna take this color and put it into our crease and outer corner of the eye. I feel like this brush could have been more rounded at the top and that would have helped a bit more with the blending. Okay, so it definitely takes a while to blend this out with this little brush. So I'm going to jump right into the A07 and this is a packing brush. I'm gonna go with the same color and try to, well, make something out of this. Now we're talking. Hello. Okay, so now that we packed that color into our crease, I'm gonna go in with a shade lighter and that would be this one right here. And I'm going to try to blend that out. Again, some fallout into the pan. Let's blend. We're gonna make some use from the Spectrum A16 brush, which is a crease brush. And we are gonna use the concealer that we used earlier to cut the crease. Just a little bit, not too much. That's actually a really good crease brush. That cut like a dream. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, we're gonna go into our second shade, which was this really nice teal, and pack that on in the center of our lid. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do the same on the other eye. This is really big for the lash line, but at the same time is manageable, so that's okay. Okay, now that the eyes are done, I can definitely say I'm not really mad about those eye brushes. The only thing that I have to say is the blending brush is a little bit small for what the purpose of this is, but at the same time the packing brush has been killing it. Crease brush is actually really good as well. So yep, I'm just going to quickly pop off camera, put on some mascara and some lashes and come right back for the final brush. Ta-da! Kapow! Now we have some lashes on and we are looking nice and pretty. We are gonna use the Spectrum A10 brush, which is a fan brush. I don't usually use this for highlighter because I prefer the Zoeva kind of highlighting brush, but we're gonna use the OFRA highlighter in Rodeo Drive and swirl our brush in here. You guys, if you don't know, this Rodeo Drive is one of my favorite highlighters all the time. If you don't know that, then hello, you obviously haven't been here before. I'm gonna go grab some lipstick and the final conclusions and come right back. Okay guys, so now that we finished our face, we can share the final thoughts on these brushes. We need to follow the schedule, so we have to judge these brushes by price, design, and effectiveness. These are vegan, cruelty-free, and they're budget-friendly. Let's be serious. It's a good variety of brushes, that's fine. The cons of this brush set is that if you're not a fan of brush sets, you might end up with a few brushes that you won't use. And as well as these brushes tend to absorb more product than your usual brush. It might be because of the syntheticness of them, but That would be the only con. If you're looking for a good brush set and a variety of brushes included in that set, then I would definitely recommend it to you. Okay guys, so that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell down below so you know next time when Mew uploads a new video. And don't forget to join us on Instagram at Ammunition. Until next time, thanks for watching you guys. Bye!